Welcome to the Wildcast, everybody.
That's the bit we're going with.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about.
Oh my
Breathe
god.
and protect the city.
Is that supposed to be censored?
I don't know how to censor this. There's so much we have to censor on this show.
Ever since I came on.
Oh gosh.
You made a mistake by bringing me on.
Welcome to the Wildcast. Welcome to the Wildcast, where Studio 76 does a podcast. I know it's short, but it's gotta last. So sit down and enjoy, you'll have a blast.
That's not how that works. Like, that's not what they do.
Anyway,
I don't know how
we
to
have
get
a
this
real
back on
topic. We have a real topic to talk about today.
Okay.
We're gonna move this along.
Okay.
We did the bit.
We did the bit.
We did the
Okay.
bit.
Are we recording now or?
We are
We
recording.
were recording like 10 minutes ago.
We're still
we
doing
restart
that.
the timer.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Okay,
Are we
now
gonna
we're really gonna do the podcast.
Okay.
this is really the Wildcast. Okay, hold on. We're gonna act like this wasn't take 2.
Yeah.
It's take 5.
This is
No, I'll probably leave in some of the beginning of it.
Okay. This is take whatever. This is.
We don't do takes on the Wildcast.
You get me on a topic and I can't.
That's fair.
I can't stop myself.
Welcome to the Wildcast. Oh
Are you
no!
kidding me?
Welcome to the Wildcast podcast. I said it right.
As you can see, we have a lovely new graphic.
In our
Logan
lovely
made
old
this.
studio, yeah. So,
He made this with Word, surprisingly enough.
so
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do graphics on Word, but
we're
Spent
also
a lot
looking
of
for a
time on
graphic
it.
designer. So, number at the bottom of the screen.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Today we're gonna talk about how affected school and
Can't say
also
that.
this. What?
Can't say
We can't?
no, because YouTube will strike us if we say that.
Really?
Yeah, last time we said it, they were like, stricken. They just
Bleep
took
me
it right
out.
off.
Do we need
The
to say-
disease.
So we, have to,
the
we
virus.
changed it, so it's just codename Midna.
So can we say or no?
I don't think so.
Codename Edna.
No, Midna, like from Twilight Princess.
I'm sorry. I don't. I did play Twilight Princess, but I don't remember because I played it when I was 12. I played it when I was 12.
Can we
That's
say?
the only one you played, though.
Yeah. And I didn't get very
The
far because I'm
virus?
bad.
I think we could say the virus. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can say like I don't know, age of social distancing. I don't know.
There you go.
Is that what our age is going to be called now? Like after
Like,
after
wait-
like 100 years, you know how like this is the contemporary times or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like when their times is contemporary and ours is old. It's gonna be like the social distancing.
social distancing age. It's better than being called the Snapchat generation,
Oh,
in
that's
my
so true.
opinion.
Or the hashtag me generation. I hate that one. They're like, oh, it's always about you, isn't it?
Well, that
Oh.
is.
I got that quite a bit.
Culture,
Oh.
though.
You know, there was
Yeah.
this is a little off topic,
older
but
people.
you know, there was a time, a short time there where there was some Gen Zers on Twitter, and they were trying to get on the millennials case. They were like, millennials do this and millennials do that, and
Oh.
the entire millennial response was just like, oh my god, same. Like, I totally do that because millennials have just been put down so much. Like,
Yeah.
I remember
Still
being
bad.
in high school and having a teacher show a classroom full of millennials a video about how terrible millennials are. And I was like, this is great. Love my life.
Thanks, Teach.
You know what the best part is? Wait, when were you born? What year? What year?
1998.
98? When were you born?
96.
No one here is a millennial.
Yeah, see, there's a
Yeah.
fine
Well, you
line
might be
right
a
there.
millennial.
Nope, 95 and later.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard the generation between 95 and 2000 being described as like the middle child
Yeah.
between the generations.
I've seen a lot of stuff where they talk about like
I'm a middle child.
and stuff, and they'll be like Gen Z is like 2000, and then like millennials stop at 1995, and it's like, what the heck are we? There's like this
We're
whole 5
Nothing.
years
We're
of
just in the
We're
twilight
the
zone.
chosen ones.
The chosen ones.
We've
Yeah.
come
Cody,
to
are you a
save.
millennial?
I don't think so.
Cody's our
When were you
cameraman
born?
today.
96.
Oh yeah. So nobody's a millennial. What do you do? Let's get back on topic.
We should get back on topic.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think the weirdest part, I guess, about being back on campus and just back in school is, well, first of all, it feels like spring semester didn't even happen. I spent all summer being like, was spring semester real? I can remember it. It was 84 years ago. But the weirdest part, I think, has just been like being at home and having Zoom meetings. It's like I don't know the etiquette yet for Zoom meetings.
Oh, it's so weird.
Like,
Yeah.
do I have my microphone on mute, or do I need to participate here, or do I need to participate there? And each teacher has like a different, like each professor has a different idea of what features they want to use. They're like, send a thumbs up to raise your hand, and I'm like, okay.
Like, this is nothing I'm going to remember by day 2. You're just
Yeah.
like, I guess I'm just not raising my hand.
See, I think.
And they have a raise hand function.
Mm-hmm.
But people are like, yeah, just like send it in the chat. And you're like, why?
I had a professor who was like, you should raise your hand in your little chat, your video box or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like,
That thing. And I was like, you only see 6 of us when you're sharing your screen, and you're sharing your screen the entire class. So only 6 people can raise their hand, and no one knows who those 6 people are because it's oriented according to the professor. So,
I feel like
Yeah.
Good luck.
they should have done more Zoom trainings. And the thing is,
well, they
like,
had Zoom training over summer.
okay, but the thing is, like,
Nobody went to them, but
I just
had 'em.
wonder how high schools and elementaries are doing right now, like, for some of the ones who are not doing, like, in-person classes. Like,
Oh.
obviously around here, they're still going to class, but, like, what about, like, high schools in, like, maybe California, where they're probably not gonna go
Yeah,
to
they can't
in-person
even
high
leave
school?
their house, so.
Yeah. I feel bad for them because, like, if the high school teachers are anything like our high school teachers, like, it's not gonna be done very well.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think that there's like I think it's not all negative when it comes to like the Zoom classes. Like there are things that I definitely do like about it. I think we talked about in one of my classes the things that we liked and the things that we disliked. One thing I actually do like quite a bit about it is that you can be like at home in your own space. You don't have to like commute to school. And that's going to be great for me in the winter because I cannot get myself out of the house in the winter. Like,
Winter
in the
sucks.
winter, I put my flannel sheets on my bed and I'm like cozy and I'm like, nope, not leaving, not going anywhere. But at the same time, I also think it's like less personal, I guess. I don't know, I'm just rambling about this. It's less personal. Like you see people that you know in the class. Like I have classes with people I've had other classes with. I've had classes with people that I've met outside of Weber, and I can't just be like,
What's up?
hi,
Yeah.
through the Zoom chat.
Because then they're like, be quiet.
It's time for me to teach.
Yeah.
Because then everybody, the whole entire class, all 32 of you here, hi.
Yeah.
So really, I think, oh gosh, I picked the wrong time to yawn. I think that the Zoom classroom is like, it's supposed to be for an ideal classroom where like students aren't going to talk with each other and the teachers know how to use it and the teachers will use the functions that Zoom provides, but it never happens. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to skip all the raise hand features. Students want to talk, but you can't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of professors that are like not into that either, especially when you get into college classes, because there's a lot of professors that want you to talk, that want you to participate, that want active discussion going on, and I think that in the setting of Zoom, that's particularly hard.
Yeah.
Believe me, my favorite configuration for Zoom is when I can turn off my camera and mute myself and just watch.
Same.
And I don't have like, because like I feel weird people just watching me, because the difference between you being on Zoom and you being in a classroom is if someone is staring you in the face for 30 minutes, like if another student was just staring you in the face for 30 minutes, you would know if you were in the classroom. But when you're in Zoom, you don't know because they're just looking at a screen.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's admit it. Most people in Zoom are just looking at the little video of themselves, right? Like,
I
always
glance at it.
I like zoom in on like one person and then I'll like watch them for the rest of the class.
That's what.
They have like
because
an
that's what I do.
background or
you're
they're
the
doing something
person that
weird.
we're all afraid of.
I hope I never have a Zoom class with you.
One thing
Taking
that
apart my insecurities.
yeah, one feature I like at Zoom is I like to use the speaker view. So it's like everyone's small, like
Oh,
on
yeah.
the top, and then you just have the speakers. So then you're just looking at the professor for most of the class, and you're not like looking at this little Brady Bunch kind
Yeah.
of deal going on. I
The
think
lamest Brady Bunch where all they're just staring at the screen, like no one's singing. It's not fun.
yeah. So I think it's definitely something to adapt to. Best and worst at the same time sort of thing about Zoom too is that like people's children and people's pets.
Trying to do that subtly while you were talking.
Yeah, you're not very subtle at all.
Anyway, people's children and people's pets are like on screen. I don't know.
Oh yeah, someone had their child
So-
on their lap today during one
Yeah.
of the classes. I was like, I don't know.
And I'm
about-
like, one part of me is like babies and fluffy animals, great. But then the other part of me is like my cat is walking on my keyboard and like putting his whole butt in my face, and I'm like, this is not, like, I keep having to take him off the table and like restrain him so that he won't like get in the way. And while it's like, oh yes, look at my beautiful blue-eyed boy, it's also like he's a very distracting, very sharp blue-eyed boy. So it's kind of like, it's a win-lose. I've had some teachers get really distracted too. Some
I
of us-
am
They're like,
totally gonna use my dog to get a better grade.
they're like, pets.
Look at my dog. Give me an A,
One thing
please.
One thing about Zoom that I quickly realized is I'm getting this like mute button paranoia.
Yeah.
Like every like 2 seconds, I gotta go look at my mute button and see if it really is muted.
Because I'm talking to people outside my Zoom thing because I'll be honest, I'm not like 100% focusing on Zoom classes. I'm just not
It's almost
there.
impossible to.
It's
Because,
hard.
like-
yeah.
Me and Jackson here, we like take our, like half of our Zoom classes, we're like 6 feet away from each other because we're both in the office. So sometimes I'll just be on the Zoom class and I'll just look to my right and I just see whatever weird that you're doing. And I get distracted. I'm just like, what are you doing over there?
Ooh, Powerpuff Girls.
Meanwhile, everyone else is learning math.
Oh,
So,
See, I live with my parents, and my parents are particularly distracting. Like, I'll be trying to, like, do my class, and my mom will, like, come behind me to see what I'm doing on my screen. And I'm like, Mom, no. Or she'll, like, be in the kitchen, or she'll, like, be doing things, or she'll try to talk to me, or she'll talk on the phone. And I think it's like, it's really distracting, especially since she's been home lately just because of like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad is working at home as well. So it's like, I don't know. I never, like, we're not a very big family. I didn't think I'd be like rubbing elbows too much with my parents until like all this happened. And now I'm like, oh, they're old people. I can't take this.
what?
So,
You brought chips? Gonna like get it right up in the mic.
he's tall enough to do it. Stands on his tiptoes. Good job.
that was supposed to be a better reveal.
Well, you probably just walked right out of the shot, or you covered that camera anyways. We're
I-
probably only gonna use this one.
No!
I don't know how much effort I'm gonna put into this.
That's not good. After all the work that I put into this graphic, you're just not gonna edit anything.
I think you saying
I
I'm
made
not
it
going to put very
purple.
much effort into this should make it into the podcast.
Just about everything we say on here makes it into the podcast, though.
Including.
Yeah, including the.
I think somebody said the word bra, and I was like, I can rip on this.
I think I said free the nipple, and
Yeah.
Sydney's like, all right, my time to shine.
Yes, that was it. You made
That's all
great
it takes.
mistake.
I did. There you go.
I don't know how we're gonna connect that back to Zoom, but
I think we said pretty much all we could about Zoom.
Segue. So
I
with
just
school
found
and
out
camp,
that I've been
huh?
spelling Segway wrong for like the last 6 years.
How do you spell it?
I think was it Segue or something like that? Isn't that how it is, Cody? I think there's an A in there.
I thought it was like the thing that you like.
No, like, so there's Segway, the thing that you like ride around on, right? And
Yeah.
then there's the grammatical device.
Of a segue.
Yeah.
Of like going from one topic to another,
I
which
spent-
we're really good at on this show.
I've spent my
Speaking of
whole-
which, Zoom.
I spent my whole life looking at segue being used in text and pronouncing it Segu.
Segu?
in my head.
Sagoo.
But anyway, so go on to this next topic.
I think
Flawless.
I don't know. I think we've said pretty much all we can about Zoom. I think it's something that just like we all have to get used to.
Yeah.
I
Do you
think-
guys ever get like worry about like what's in the background of your shop? Something
No.
just popped on my wheel.
Mm.
There's just my mom's old lady decor
Oh,
in the
yeah.
background of my shop. I'm like, I'm numb to it at this point. I'm like, it's fine. I'm just glad that she got rid of the doilies.
The
So-
doilies.
I need to stop riffing on my mom and her doilies.
Yeah, that's pretty mean. She like takes care of you.
No, I told her I riffed on her doilies, and she was like, "That's okay. I'm over doilies." She's over it. She's in the peak.
Usually it goes the other way. Usually, like, as you get older, you get more into doilies, and then you die.
No,
That's
how it's gone for my mom is that she was into doilies, and now she's like peak IKEA.
Oh boy.
oh.
What my mom does.
Is that worse?
Yeah, my mom is very sad that we can't go to IKEA right now. I think we actually can go to IKEA right now, but you have to social distance, which is not hard because
You want to social distance in IKEA anyway.
IKEA is massive.
I don't want anyone to see me in IKEA, even
My-
strangers.
How my mom lures me into IKEA is when we're down. Yes, with food. When we're down there, she'll be like, "We should just have lunch at IKEA. We're just going to have lunch at IKEA." And one time, I thought I might believe. One time, I believed her. I made a mistake, and I went there. We had lunch, and we spent like an hour in the marketplace looking at pans.
Oh,
and I
boy.
was like, I've made a grave
I
mistake.
have pans. They're all the same. Speaking of pans, my pans are very outdated at my house. Oh my gosh, we're segueing everywhere.
It's okay.
You have
But
a
this is something that needs-
expiration date on the pan.
It's for-
In a way,
Furniture
it's more like a
Game.
cultural expiration date because they are
Oh.
Paula Deen pans.
Oh man, I love that. That's
Oh boy.
legendary. Do you
Wow.
use them specifically to just melt entire sticks of butter is my question.
I do make a lot of grilled cheese, and I put a lot of butter on the grilled cheese, so I guess.
Yeah.
But I never said any racist things into the pan, so I don't think I'm using it properly.
Yeah, that's probably true.
More epithets.
Yeah.
My mom is very like, we gotta have the non-stick, and then she gets the non-stick pan, and she's like, it's not perfect. We new pan, and I think I feel it rubbing off on me. Like I've gotten into.
It's non-stick.
Yeah,
It shouldn't.
I've gone into this. I know. I've gone into this over quarantine. I've been home like a ton, and I've gotten into like this whole like declutter the house. I'm gonna clean everything. Like I've gotten like full housewife on myself. Like I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here and watching HGTV with my mom, and I'm like, Mom, our backsplashes are god awful. Like I can't believe that we have Formica countertops. When are we gonna paint the cabinets, Mom? We've also been trying to remodel the upstairs bathroom, and it has been taking. We started about a year ago, and we got the walls painted.
That's like the easiest part, though.
And that's all we did.
Oh.
That's all we've done. The walls painted. Period at the end of that sentence. And I thought with quarantine we might like get a little further. We might like, maybe replace the faucet. Maybe we could rip up the floors. But no.
I helped my parents.
Segue!
This is relevant. My parents over the summer remodel a lot of their floors, and flooring is the worst.
Yeah, it is. I know.
I helped them rip up the carpets, and apparently I didn't know how carpets worked before now, but what they do is around the edges of all your walls, they have tack strip, which is basically just a little skinny piece of board with nails sticking up. So anybody who wants to come near the edge of your wall immediately gets killed on this like caltrops all the way around your room.
I can't believe you didn't know this.
No, like who thought of this? Why?
I don't know, but they're probably rich.
I'm so afraid for if my mom ever gets to rip up the carpets in our house, because carpet grosses me out, and we've had pets, and that's gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
I watch those. I don't know how I always end up on HGTV, but I watch there's a show on HGTV where they like renovate like abandoned houses and stuff, and they like sometimes they rip up the carpet in there, and it is like so gross. I'm like, no thanks. But yeah, so that's, I guess that is relevant to quarantine, because that's what I've been doing all summer, is just hiding in my house and being like, when was the last time we dusted the blinds? And then dusting the blinds to very loud Lady Gaga, and my house and my parents looking at me like, I can't believe you listen to this.
I can't believe either.
Yeah, my parents are classic rock purists.
Oh.
And so I'm like,
I feel like that's every parent around here.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's my parents.
Like they used to have like a big tower that had like the
Like the CD towers?
yeah, like they had like it wasn't a CD tower, it was like a big piece of furniture, and it had a CD player, it had a tape player, it had a phonograph on the top, but it was a phonograph, a crappy phonograph. It was really bad.
Censors!
It was so bad.
Oh my gosh.
And it had like these old speakers, and they eventually like totally died, but you could turn that boy up so loud, like you could just shake the house with that thing, and it was my favorite. And now we've got like one of those little, like those Sonos speakers, also from IKEA. And it's not as loud, but it's fun. But oh yeah, the other thing I've done this summer, play tech support. My parents got Fitbits.
Oh.
And they keep coming up to me like, how does this work? And I keep looking at them like, how am I supposed to know? I don't pretend to understand the Fitbit. Like, do you want a Fitbit? And I'm like, I have enough to stress about already. I don't need to know how much I walk. I judge myself enough on my own.
Yeah, just like knowing that you don't walk enough is too much pressure.
They're gonna
and then
tell
you put
me-
a watch that tells you that you're not walking enough. Now it's like, oh no.
I've been walking for 20 years. I think I know how to walk. I don't need to walk anymore. It's okay.
They're gonna like, I'm like afraid. I'm like, feel like it's gonna measure my blood pressure and be like, you have high blood pressure, and I'm gonna be like, it's because I have anxiety because of the
It's your
Fitbit."
fault.
It's your fault. Or they're gonna be like, you have to lose 20 pounds now.
You just look at it and it's like, fat!
Your BMI.
You're like, it wasn't me, it was quarantine!
You're like on the.
It's not my fault!
You're on the high end of your BMI. Why are you eating these cookies? I can't help that they brought donuts to work.
I can't wait till we get like AIs that like just judge us on everything we do.
No.
Like there's a refrigerator that's
Segway!
there's a refrigerator that like it's supposed to like you're supposed to like it like keeps track of like everything that's in your fridge. So you
Yeah.
don't even have to open it to know what's in your fridge. And then also it has like recipes stored on there. So you can be like, yo, fridge, make me some pasta, and then it pulls up the pasta recipe, and then you can do it. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for it to like talk back to you. You know what I mean?
I know.
Ah.
I want it to. I
It's
want
like,
it
"Just pull me up this recipe, and you'd be like, I removed all the food in your fridge. You'd be like, how?
I
Oh,
really
like,
wanted
oh.
to talk like the computer on Star Trek.
I don't think I've seen enough Star Trek to know the computer.
Oh my. Then you haven't watched any Star Trek and you don't know.
I watched the ones that J.J. Abrams made, and that was it.
Those
Oh.
are, you're probably talking about the TV show, right?
Yeah, I'm
The
talking
good
about
ones,
like.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the next generation.
Yeah.
Like that's and like
You're,
like
You just
Isn't
What's
that the
your name?
one where you guys seen the show Reading Rainbow?
yeah.
Which Star Trek was that guy on? The,
Oh, he wasn't in Star Trek. He was in.
I thought he was in Star Trek.
What? That guy, isn't he in Star Wars? But maybe I'm wrong. I have no idea what I'm
I could
talking
have sworn
about.
he was in Star Trek. He played like the guy that had like the visor around his eye. or
wait,
whatever.
wait. I know who you're talking about, LaForge. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the guy on Reading Rainbow. Because I remember he was the host of Reading Rainbow. Right?
yes,
That black
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
I'm
the-
trying
I
to think
remember
of what
at
his
one
name
point
is.
I think he like put on the thing and he was like, "Yo guys, I'm in Star Trek," and I was like, "What?"
Do.
What a
Yeah.
crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Now I know who you're talking about. I was getting people mixed up. I
Segway!
don't know. That's
This whole show is segues.
I know.
I
Maybe,
know.
Maybe
It's
some,
gotta stop.
maybe someday we'll get we'll have minutes.
You're
of
relapsing
content.
into segues.
I'm too used to that other way of doing podcasts. We're supposed to move to one topic, so all of these are going to be very roughly connected to Codename Minda.
But they have not. Well, I guess some of them.
Yeah.
So we got the carpeting, and then I lost it.
I think we would.
We all focused on carpeting because of Codename Minda.
I think.
And then you got the futuristic fridges.
And then anime only because we watched more anime over the summer because we couldn't leave the house.
Exactly.
I've never watched anime
Well,
in my life.
I'm so sorry.
yeah, I don't know. I was going to suggest some anime, but if you haven't watched any, there's no good way to start.
there's. You gotta watch Naruto.
Oh, yeah.
All 112 episodes.
I just struggle with the style of it. Like anytime that someone has a reaction, they can't just have the facial reaction. They're like, duh.
Oh,
You're like,
Okay, that depends on the one that you're watching because some of them are like that, some of them are not like that. It just depends on the animator. You would probably be good watching something that's a little bit more one anime that doesn't do that at all is Durarara, and that one is really weird though.
yeah, I
that's
watched,
the weirdest name
I watched
that
the first episode of that show, and then I was like, this is kind of boring. So I skipped to the end of the season, and they were on the same night as the first episode, and I was like, what?
No,
How is there no progress? There's 15 episodes.
they're not on the same night.
I want,
There's a lot of nights.
So they skipped around to different times?
I don't know.
I was like,
I don't know. I
A
love
lot
that
of shows
anime.
do that.
I don't know. It's just...
That's the one where
Did you
one
watch-
of them is a headless
Yeah.
headless Celtic deity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her though.
I don't know. I think the first episode or something like called her a fairy or something. And I was like, I thought she was like the headless horseman. And
She
then,
is,
like,
but she's technically Fae.
Oh, okay.
She's a Dullahan.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what any of this is. Like, anytime you guys talk anime, I'm just like, this is another language to me. Well, literally in some ways. It's another language.
But to be fair, I didn't watch a lot of anime this summer. I watched a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender because it came on Netflix, and I was so happy. And
You know what sucks about that?
Child.
It came on Netflix, and I was like, oh great, now I can already watch this show because I already have the full series on DVD.
Me
Because
too.
I loved it.
No, I
And I
love.
was like, why?
Why would you ever buy anything on DVD?
Well, it
Even
was a
before.
It was way back when I was a kid.
It was a long
Before
time
that, they had
ago.
DVRs and you just record the episodes.
Do you think I was rich
think
enough
I'm
to
I
like
have
filled
a
my
DVR?
entire DVR with
have a
every episode of
DVR. I
iCarly
was
when I was a kid.
Poor.
Okay.
I never had a DVR because I'm poor. I had
Streaming
like
services are great now, though.
we went from we had we had satellite television, and then we were too poor for satellite television, so we went to before streaming services came out, we spent like a whole couple of years with just a digital antenna.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
I still have that.
Yeah, we still have that too.
The digital antenna you can buy for $30 at Walmart and set above your TV if you chose.
Yeah.
I have one on my TV.
No, this one is
And
like
I'm literally ready to throw it away.
this one is great because it's like big and it's like nailed to the wall.
But why? I get the same thing if I have the little box on the top.
But it was old. It wasn't around.
I
when
know,
we
but you
did
can buy
that.
30 bucks at Walmart, and then you can get rid of the big one.
Why would we pay more money if we already have it?
I don't know.
We're out of time.
The
Thanks
places
for watching
we've
the
gone to.
Wildcast. I was supposed to look into that camera this whole show, but I've been looking into that camera this whole show.
I haven't really been like looking into a camera because you guys just told me to like look like at an angle.
I look.
Cody, you have anything
I
to
will.
say? Okay.
I just talk. I get anxious and I just like talk to fill up space. So whenever there's like a quiet spot, I'm like, I gotta talk about something.
The silence is deafening.
Any last words?
No.
Oh boy.
Anime.
I have to censor that.
It's just gonna be me, and it's just gonna be like
This
beep, beep.
this show is gonna be so up for what's the word? Interpretation, because you're not gonna know half the words that we're saying, so you're just gonna have to make it up on your own.
Like what's going
So-
on? I saw the.
Was it about Doritos Locos Tacos?
What?
Was it about the War of 1812? We don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Was it about? Or was it?
No!
You can't say that
Was it about?
I feel like we're past the point that we're cutting anyway.
Yeah.
Was it about?
Now that you watched the Wildcast, you can go home and reclaim all the time that's passed. Thanks for watching, everybody.